How to assign a static IP address to a Lambda function? That is a common question I get from students and clients. Usually because you need to access a third-party service from your Lambda function. But the third-party service only accepts requests from an allowed listed IP address, which is a problem because the Lambda service does not use a fixed set of IP addresses, so you don't know what IP address your function is going to use. And that's where VPC comes in, which stands for Virtual Private Cloud. It's a service that gives you an isolated section of the AWS cloud where you can securely run and manage your AWS resources, such as EC2 servers or RDS databases. You can define your own IP address range, create subnets, and set up security rules about what traffic is allowed in and out. A VPC is effectively a virtual data center in the cloud, giving you control over who can access what, while also giving you the scalability and flexibility that is inherent to the cloud environment. And within the VPC, you have subnets. A subnet is a range of IP addresses in your VPC where you can deploy your AWS resources. And there are two types of subnets. A public subnet is where your resources can have bidirectional access to the internet through an internet gateway that is attached to the VPC. A private subnet is where your resources can initiate outbound traffic to the internet through a NAT gateway or NAT instance, but no inbound traffic from the internet is allowed into the subnet. And the way to have a static IP address for Lambda is to first assign your function to a private subnet in the VPC, and then attach a NAT gateway to the VPC so your Lambda function can access the internet. And then create an elastic IP address and assign it to the NAT gateway. This ensures that any outbound traffic through the NAT gateway is going to originate from a static IP address, thanks to the elastic IP that you assigned to the gateway. And if you add this static IP address to the third-party services allowed list, then you will finally be able to access their service, while malicious actors still won't be able to access resources within your private subnet through this static IP address because NAT gateway doesn't allow inbound traffic from the internet. Okay, so that's all great, but how much would this setup cost you beyond the cost of the Lambda function itself? Luckily, there's no cost for the VPC, but the NAT gateway has a per hour charge of 4.5 cents, plus a variable charge of 4.5 cents per gigabyte of data that are transferred out of the NAT gateway. And while the per hour cost is fairly predictable and works out to be around $33 a month, the variable data cost can potentially be a bottomless pit, which is another reason why you need to have billing alarms. In fact, not having billing alarms is one of the biggest cost-related mistakes that people make in AWS. Hi, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you do, why not check out these other videos and learn more about serverless development.